Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Dana Scranton, and welcome to 8-Minute Wisdom. Today's episode is centered around a quote attributed to Henry Ford, and that is, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Now, there's truth to that. But in this episode today, I want to challenge you to ask the question, who's right? And here's the basis of that question. When you believe you can't do something, is it truly you who believe that, or are you tagging on to somebody else's beliefs? Are you buying into somebody else's beliefs? For example, maybe there's somebody that's a good friend, somebody you admire, a relative, whatever, and you say, I want to do a certain thing, and they say, oh man, I tried that, I couldn't do it, that's really difficult. And they just stack up all the reasons that they couldn't do it, and you adopt those reasons as your own. Now, you may say, well, that's goofy. Who would do that? An amazingly large number of people find themselves influenced by the opinions of the people that they hang around with, the people they care about. And sometimes it goes to the fact that they don't want to be ostracized from the group by going off and doing something that they say is difficult or they can't do, because if you do it, where does that leave them? You see where I'm going with this? You first of all, must attribute what you can or can't do to your own beliefs, your beliefs based on who you are, where you're going in life, the objectives, the purpose. That's where you need to establish the who's right. Because when you say you can't, that means that you have done the due diligence to determine the factuality of that state, the truth of that state of mind. Yeah, that's a little idealistic, isn't it? But it's true. Look, if you believe you can't do a thing, there's two questions you can ask yourself. First of all, why do I believe that? You would be surprised at how many people don't ask that question. They just say, I can't do that. But they never stop to say, why do I believe I can't do that? And then the second question is, by what means could I achieve or do that? Now, the reason those two questions are important is because when you ask the question, why is it I believe that? If you're sincere and honest with yourself, you're going to make a list, however short or long, of what it is you believe would keep you from achieving whatever that thing may be. Once you put that down on paper, and please write it down on paper, that has a profound effect on the creative juices and the creative processes in your mind, then you have an open mind, an open channel to seek the means to achieve it. Now, I know that may sound a little esoteric, but it's true. Because once you start putting it in your mind that you now understand why it is you say you can't do it, and you come up with ways, the means that you can do it, or prepare yourself to do it, or to give yourself more confidence in your thoughts that you can do it, then magic starts to happen. At that point, you're right. You are right, not your friends, your relatives, your peer group, or some guru who says this can't be done. Now, does that apply to the other side of the equation, the side of the equation that says, I can do this? Yes. Why? Because here you have the opportunity to reinforce that belief. In the other side, what you're doing is you're challenging a belief. You're saying, I'm saying I can't, but maybe I can. So you're challenging it. You're turning it from I can't to I can. Now, on the other side, where you're saying I can, what you are doing is strengthening your belief with questions. Why do I believe I can do this? Because this. And why is that important? Because you are highlighting the positive attributes and capabilities that you have within yourself, and in so doing, reminding yourself of how very great you are and how very able you are to achieve your belief. Why do I believe I can do this? Second question, how can I guarantee beyond a shadow of a doubt that I can achieve this? Then you ask that question in the context of what more you could do, what different you could do, what different thinking processes, training processes, everything that goes on to make that result even greater than what you believe you can do, then you're right. Always, always, it's going to come down to you must be the one who makes the decision whether you can or can't. Do not allow somebody else to make that decision for you. That would be detrimental to your future because that sets you on a course of relying on other people's opinions who know nothing about what your dreams and desires and aspirations are. So that's today's episode. I hope you got some value and some wisdom out of this. And we'll see you out there on that frontier of possibilities and all of the opportunities that come from that. And of course, we'll see you in the next episode. Take care.